and welcome to episode 2 of Cougars on Cougars. We're excited to be here. I'm Mary Blanchard. This is Jess Tyler, and we have some exciting stuff going on for the show today. But first, before we get to that, Jess, how was your weekend? I know it was better than mine.
In some ways. I did go down to Southern California, took the family, went down and watched both LMU and Pepperdine games there. Weather was great, went to Disneyland, did all that fun stuff. Pepperdine game, not as great as I would have liked, but we'll talk about that in a little bit.
Yep, we have a lot of exciting stuff coming up. We have an interview with Robby McCombs. That's really good. We rate some haircuts. We talk about some problems we have going on the team. So we're excited to get right into it.
And first things first, we have our quote of the week. So do you want to read the quote this week?
Yes, our quote of the week is from Celtic great Bill Russell, and it is, "Concentration and mental toughness are the margins of victory."
We'll let you decide how that applies this week.
We are super excited for our Coaching from the Couch segment this week. We have Robby McCombs joining us. He is Ballers superstar extraordinaire, yes. 100 GIF user, like 100 the emoji GIF user, you with me. And also he does some stuff for ESPN 960 Rivals. He is a basketball correspondent to many important people. Welcome, Robby. Thank you for coming up.
Thanks. It's good to be on. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think I'm the first guest to be in studio.
In studio. You are Chris in
this
studio.
This is quite the honor.
You are not wrong.
And Steve was on. He was on Skype last week. I'm in the studio, so sorry, Steve.
One up. Sorry, Steve. Come out to Provo.
He hasn't seen what it actually looks like.
It's nice.
Oh, boy. All right. So we were talking about the games this last week. So just to recap, we went down to LA, played LMU, and then Saturday we played against Pepperdine in Malibu. Robby and I were both at those games, so we have first-hand experience. Cool. I know. Sorry for people
great
stuck
weather
here.
down there.
I was coaching from the couch, so this segment really only applies to me, Coach Blanchard.
Keep this one on.
Right, we're coaching from the stand. All right, so Coach Robby, start with LMU. What do you think went right with LMU?
So LMU, you guys saw the game. You were at the game. That first half was pretty crazy. I don't think I've ever seen a team, speaking of LMU, shoot that well. They're shooting lights out. I think they've shot, 80% in the first half. About that same percentage from three-point range. They won that 20-0 run. It was just pretty crazy.
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely a point in that first half where even in the stands, us BOE fans are sitting there just
like,
sort of
happening?
In awe. Like,
yeah.
I was probably comparable to watching Chase hit 9 threes in the first half. Just watching LMU, every time they threw it up, it just went down. And at some point, we're like, they can't keep this up, right?
Yeah.
So
the student section got to a little bit. They were chanting Frodo Baggins,
Nick
Emery. So
it was pretty fun.
It was fun.
That's great.
But I like how BYU came out in the second half. What I really liked and what I liked this year, what BYU's done in the second half, they went with that 4-guard lineup where they go with Zach Celius, Kyle Collinsworth. They have Kyle Davis down low. They have 4 guards to surround him, and BYU played out the whole second half. I thought that was a real game changer. BYU's able to go in the 1-3-1 zone with that, able to trap, open up, space the floor, and BYU's able to come out the victory. So that was one positive that I took from it.
Yeah, another positive that we noticed was how many assists did we have, Jess?
28 on 32 baskets.
On 32 baskets. That is a stat you want to see every game, right?
Agreed.
Great. So, okay, so we kind of did touch on what went wrong in talking about that 20-0 run, which is unacceptable. And I think that what we were kind of talking about is perimeter defense. So, Robby, why don't you talk to us a little bit about perimeter defense?
Yeah, so LMU, they had Adam Yako in the middle. He's a junior college transfer from LMU, one of the top players, one of the top low post players in the WCC. So when that's been BYU's struggle this year. We saw against Utah, they had the Jakob Pertl, and once he got going, that opened up the outside. Colorado, they had I think Jared Scott's his name. Once he got going inside, then opened up the outside shooters. So that was kind of the same recipe in this LMU game. Yako got going from the inside and opened up the 3-point shooters. So once you have a big guy down low that could do those things, then it just opens up the 3-point shooters, and it just kind of snowballed from there in the first half for BYU.
Yeah. Okay, so Pepperdine.
Oh, Pepperdine. Yeah, that was an interesting game. I mean, coming off LMU where, we got down by 15 and things weren't looking good for a while, but we turned it around and ended up winning by 11.
Yep.
And then you get into Pepperdine, and we kept it close the whole game. I mean, we didn't have any...
From wire to wire, really.
Yeah, any point where we got down by double digits.
Which is rare. We usually do.
Right.
Yeah, you don't see that much in a basketball. Usually basketball's kind of a game and runs, but it stayed within about 4 points almost the entire game.
Which didn't actually benefit us. So let's talk about what went right.
Ooh, defense. I mean, that's what kept us in there.
Yeah, I thought BYU, Stacey Davis, he's the top 5 player in the WCC, has been for the past 2 years. He's one guy that has really killed BYU in the past, and I thought BYU did a great job on Stacey Davis. Nate Austin played, I thought he played really well one-on-one in the post. Chase Fisher, I think the game plan's for him to come and give help side defense. He did a good job on that. So I thought BYU did really well, kind of helping on Pepperdine's best player, Stacey Davis. I think that was the biggest key I took from it.
Yeah, and if that wouldn't have happened, then we obviously wouldn't have been in it. So let's move to what went wrong, which was maybe easier to pick out in that game. The one that we had was compare the 28 assists in LMU to 10 assists that we had in Pepperdine, which could also explain the really low scoring. What did we get, 65 points?
I think 71-65 was the final score.
Yeah, so that's 20 less than our average.
Yeah.
So assists would probably be contributing to that. There were not nearly enough. What do you think went wrong in that game?
Yeah, we talked about it before the show. Pepperdine is just a really bad matchup for BYU. They're always one of the nation's leaders in 3-point field goal defense, and BYU obviously a team that really relies on the 3-pointer, and when you're not getting that scoring from down low from either Kyle Davis or from the other bigs, then Pepperdine's really able to just focus on that 3-point line, and it made it really hard for BYU to get in a rhythm, get some shots going in.
Yeah, they really took us out of our game. I mean, you could see that they had scouted us pretty well. They knew a lot of our plays. It was tough to get open, and you saw a lot of guys trying to maybe be heroes a little bit and take some things on themselves and maybe rush shots and
and one thing I will mention, I'm not saying I don't expect us to be 100% from our free throws, but we lost by how many? 6, and we missed 6 free throws. So, I mean, no, we're not going to be perfect, but would have been nice, wouldn't it?
Gotta hit those free throws.
Last week on our show, we talked about basketball crushes. Now, this is something we'll probably talk about every week, especially when we have a guest on. So we had Steve on last week. He talked about his crush being Nick Emery this season. Robbie, who's your basketball crush for this season?
I thought about it a little bit. I'm gonna go off the grid a little bit this one. I'm gonna go with Nate Austin. Hear me out a little bit. So Nate Austin, he was my Twitter Abby for a little while.
He was. That was really confusing.
Yeah, sorry. But people thought I was probably tweeting as Nate Austin. I probably got a lot more followers because of that. The reason I like Nate Austin, he gets a lot of flack from people, and obviously he does have his weaknesses, as does every basketball player. But I think he provides some things to this basketball team that only he provides. I don't think I've ever seen anyone hustle, a big guy hustle as much as Nate Austin does. He gets his hand on almost every single ball, sometimes to a detriment. He sometimes gets fouls that way. But he gets his hand on almost every single ball, gets a lot of tip outs. He's been playing good perimeter defense. We touched a little bit before how he played on Stacey Davis. So I think, and just I've seen him in practice too, just the energy he brings in practice, just the vocal leader he is. I think just those intangibles as well as his play, obviously, I think he brings a lot that way. So my official Cougs on Cougs basketball crush would have to be Nate Austin.
Nate Austin.
Nice.
We endorse that. We do like the energy he brings. So ours this week is more obvious than Nate Austin. We're going with Kyle Collinsworth because he had a good road trip, maybe a better first half of the road trip. At LMU, he passed the assist record, so he is now BYU's all-time assist leader, which is huge. I think he has like 140 something on the season now, so no big deal.
15 in that LMU game was a new.
Yeah, I'm sure that was his career. It had to be his career high, was it?
Yeah.
So that's crush-worthy. And then the other thing was his 10th triple-double.
That's kind of a big deal.
Yeah, we kind of liked that. So, and remember, a basketball crush is a crush on their game. And if you don't have a crush on the things that Kyle Collinsworth did in the LMU game, tell us what is wrong with you.
He's fantastic.
Well, we have some players on our team that I think could maybe use a little extra help. So we have a new segment we're bringing you today called The Doctors Are In, where Dr. Blanchard and Dr. Tyler are going to maybe diagnose some problems that we've seen with a couple of players and prescribe them something that might help.
I will get started. The first individual that we have a prescription and diagnosis for is young Nicholas Emery. Bless his heart. We love him. He's amazing. He can light up the scoreboard. But I have a particular qualm with him. This weekend for the games, we kept track for the Pepperdine game of the average time off the shot clock before we take a shot. For the team, it's about 20 seconds, which is
Fast.
But it's not very much off the shot clock. Like, whatever, that's how we play. I'd like to see it be less time. For Nick, it's you can round it up to 22. It's 21.86 seconds before he takes a shot off. So
yeah, that's time into the shot clock, so it's really like 8 seconds.
He waits on average about 8 seconds before he takes a shot. So obviously there are some that are a little longer and some that are a little shorter. But for him, I am going to prescribe patience because his shot selection is shoddy. Anyway, we think that he needs to just calm down, maybe get the offense set, maybe especially in transition as a freshman on the road. It doesn't hurt to bring the ball up and just wait a minute, get a pass, give us another assist, more than 10 than we had in the Pepperdine game. So that's Nick.
And sometimes he makes it, which I think is why he has the green light.
Right.
But yeah, I understand. It would be nice to see him pass the ball around a little bit more.
Yes.
And try to get a good shot. Yes. Sometimes I think we do rush it too much and we don't get a good shot.
8 seconds off the shot clock, that's...
Yeah, not usually going to be great unless it's a wide open transition.
It earns you a spot on the Doctors Are In segment.
Yeah.
So...
Next is our other freshman, Zach Salius, who we love. I mean, he's been so great for our team this year, and we really need him, especially off the bench. But if you look at these past 4 road games, back to beginning of last week, he had 2 points, and then he had 3. And then LMU actually did pretty well. He had 4 3-pointers, had 12.
Yeah, that's good.
So we got into a rhythm there. That was good. And then back at Pepperdine, he was back at 2 again. So he's having a hard time on the road, which is expected. I mean, he is still a freshman. He's not like Nick either. He's an 18-year-old freshman trying to transition, and I think he's done very well so far.
He was shooting 67% from 3.
Yeah, which is incredible. Yeah, now he's not. I mean, and he hasn't taken too many either.
No.
He usually has good shot selection. So I think this road swing has just been kind of tough for him, and I don't know, maybe his confidence is down a little bit, but
what do we prescribe, Dr.
What I'd prescribe him is 7 out of the next 10 games at home. So he has a good stretch the next couple weeks.
Settle down.
Get back in the Marriott Center, get the home crowd behind him.
Hope that sticks for the next 4 games.
Yeah, for sure. Get some more confidence back, and then we'll see.
Yes. Okay, and our third sick patient...
Oh boy.
And I love him so much, is Corbin Kafusi. I think there was a lot of hype surrounding him in the offseason. We were so excited about the front court, and a lot of that centered around Corbin. He's got such a great basketball body. He's got so much size, and he just has the potential to be this amazing post player.
And he had the starting job for a while.
He did, but now he doesn't. Yeah. And nor do we necessarily think he should. We have a lot to diagnose him with. He's turning the ball over almost every time he has it in his hands. He's being scared at the rim. He's not going up for the dunk or trying to get the foul. He's just kind of, hanging out.
A little timid.
Yeah, so anyway, he's having issues. I compared him to a sad, abused puppy, and I don't think that is too far off, unfortunately. But what we prescribe for him is encouragement from everyone. We want to hear it from the crowd. We want to hear it from The Rock. When he's in, we want to hear you yelling for him and telling him that you believe in him. I believe in him.
We all do.
Sometimes he dunks, and it's awesome.
I know. We've seen what he can do. He can do it.
Yeah. Well, and I would even expand that to say that my prescription for encouragement goes to the coaches, too, because he's just kind of playing like someone who has kind of been demeaned and diminished and put on the bench for all but 2 minutes a game, and he's not playing with any confidence. And I think that if he was coached with maybe some more encouragement and enthusiasm and maybe given the green light, as much as some of our shooters are given the green light, we might see some better play from him.
Yeah, I still think he has work to do, but but I don't know, maybe he does need to get in games more to get that done. I don't know. It's a tough situation with Corbin.
That's why encouragement is the only thing we can give them, but we sure hope they figure that out.
Yeah.
Okay, this is a segment that we're really excited about, and you can see me and Jess live tweeting about it pretty much every game.
You had to know this was coming.
You had to know it was coming. Robbie is
I'm stoked for this.
So we're calling it Hoopsters Haircuts, in which we are going to rank the Hoopsters Haircuts. We have very official numbers that we made with some crayons and markers. In addition to our guest judge Robbie that we have here, We also have a guest judge via Twitter, and she is at JenLC23. If you don't follow her, give her a follow. She's great. And also talks with us about haircuts a lot. So, Jess and I are going to be one unit as Cougs on Cougs co-host, and we'll let you know Jen's rating, and Robby will be an entity unto his own.
Yes.
Super special. Okay, so we're going to start. We're going to use the starting lineup pictures, and we'll show you the pictures that we're going to be using. And we're going to start with Nate Austin, number 33. There's not much hair there to rate, but let me count to 3, and let's hold up our rankings, ladies and gentlemen. Are we ready?
Ready.
1, 2, 3.
Oh, 4. That's pretty good.
So that's a 4 from
generous.
Robby, a 2 from me and Jess, and
I gotta give Nate Austin some love.
Jen LC gave him a 5, which is really I mean, there's not much hair there.
It works. It works for him.
I think
it does. You're right.
It works
does
for
work
him.
for him.
you were on the higher scale because he's your basketball crush.
He's my dude.
Anyway,
Shout out to Nate Austin. I know you're
harsh,
listening to this.
okay. Next is Kyle Davis. So is everyone ready? Do you know what we're giving him,
Yes.
Jess?
I
Okay.
know.
Okay.
You ready?
Ready, Robby?
Okay.
Tell me when you're ready.
I'm ready.
1, 2, 3. Okay, that's
okay,
a
so
5
higher
from
on that
Robby
one.
and a 7 from us, and Jen Cloward gave him a 6.
Oh, pretty easy.
Yeah,
It's a solid R in
I wanted to
haircuts.
give him a 6,
Yeah.
but Jess made me go higher because I think his starting lineup picture doesn't do him justice.
That's
He has
true.
good hair.
He does have good hair.
He has solid hair.
I mean, there's not necessarily anything special
It's
about
not flashy,
it.
but it's good.
It's not, yeah.
He's a married man, so he doesn't need to impress too many people. So
Okay, well, all right. So there's Kyle Davis. Next we have Nicholas Emery.
Oh, did we talk
Young
about
Nick
this one?
Emery. I think we do have some things to say about his hair, but let's
definitely
wait
do.
and see what the ratings are.
Okay,
Ready, Robby?
I'm ready.
1, 2, 3. Oh, Robby.
Another 5.
That's high again. That's really high. Okay, so
sorry, I'm a
Robby
nice
gave him a
person.
5.
No, you are nice.
Hey, I think us
did you
giving
give him?
him a 2 is
2.
nice.
Oh.
Oh, I give him a 3.
Oh, no.
It's 2.5 with you guys' ratings.
2.5. That's what we're
Composite
going
score.
with. Okay, and Jen LC gave him a goose egg. He got a 0
Wow.
from Jen.
Wow, sorry, Nick.
And in addition to that 0, there's an eye roll emoji and a bunch of laughing, crying face emoji.
Yeah, no love for Nick.
So,
I don't mind Nick's
Okay.
hair. Like, it's not my favorite, but
He
I
did
think
get
it's
a
okay.
Frodo Baggins chant.
I guess that says what you need to know.
and
gosh.
okay, his hair is shorter in that picture than it is now. And the thing that bugs me about his hair is that it's flopping on his forehead when
I
he's
kinda dig
shooting.
that.
And you said
I kinda like
you
that.
said that you didn't notice that. Who likes that? I think it. Anyway,
It just adds to his gunner mentality.
whatever.
He's got that
Yes,
hair.
it
so-
does add to his gunner mentality.
Oh. boy.
Okay, so next we have Chase. We
If we're going long hair Chase, 10, easy.
Oh yeah, agreed.
Easy.
Easy. During summer Chase, I wish
Oh
he didn't
my
cut
gosh,
that.
in that
Should've got an honor
BYUSN
code.
commercial.
Oh, darn honor.
The
I
curls?
feel you. Totally should have got an honor code exemption for that.
Yeah,
It's a
maybe we can
crime.
start a petition. Okay.
Free Chase's hair. It's kind of late in the season though, but what can you
It's
do?
Hey, it's never too late. Okay, is everyone ready?
Ready?
Ready for Chase?
Ready.
1, 2, 3.
Oh,
Oh,
pretty good.
okay. Robbie gave
That's
him a
high.
9. Jess and me gave him an 8, and Jen also gave him an 8. So he scored really high. Important to note, it would be 10 straight 10s
Off the
across
charts.
the board
Off
if
the
he had
charts.
long
Long
hair.
curls.
I mean, we don't speak for Jen, but Jen, I'm pretty sure you're with us on that.
How can you not
right?
like that
You
hair?
can't resist those locks.
I can
Okay,
resist 'em.
and last but certainly not least, we have Kyle Collinsworth, our basketball crush of the week, my basketball crush of the season. Is everyone ready? This shouldn't take long to decide.
I think
We don't have
you
to
guys might be
confer.
upset at me, but we'll
Oh
go.
no!
Oh boy.
Here we
Let's
go.
go.
1, 2, 3. Boo!
Get to 8.
Robbie.
8 is still good.
Robbie, you went high on everyone except Kyle.
Okay, I like Kyle's hair. 8's a really good score. But sometimes during the game, that part, the hair is just kind of going over a little
No,
bit.
his hair stays
So-
perfect.
So nope. Watch. Sometimes it goes over a little bit. I don't know if it's the product. This product's not working for him.
Are you
or-
jealous, maybe?
I mean,
I mean, maybe
he
Robbie
does
needs
have
to
great
give
hair.
Kyle some
8 is a
tips.
great score.
Hey,
But
8 is good.
8 is good, but we give him an undisputed 10, and Jen, LC, gives him a 10, as she should, because his hair is a
good hair.
thing of beauty. It is so beautiful.
Now, can I say something though about Nick? Going back to that.
Okay, if we have
If
to,
we-
we're on a high with
No,
Kyle.
this is good.
Okay.
So with Kyle, do we all remember what Kyle's hair looked like?
Oh my gosh,
Freshman
the
year.
rat
Cut
tail?
out the
No,
rat
let's
tail.
not talk
Competition.
about it.
But I'm just saying, there's potential for Nick.
That's
Debbie
true.
Downer over here. By
can get
senior year,
there.
he's gonna have nice hair.
Hopefully before then.
Hey,
Kyle
I think
figured out
he
earlier.
needs to start going to the same barber because
He does.
seriously, guys, I wasn't kidding. I tweet about their hair all the time. I asked who does Kyle's hair, and I got an answer. And Kyle showed us an answer. We are gonna show you that in the social media posts. He did an Instagram from his barber. I think
excited for this.
his name is Lewis's Street Cuts. It's just called Street Cuts,
All right.
and it's in Orem. And in Kyle's Instagram post, he has the handle, so you can go find him and go get your hair cut there. And we think you should do that.
Maybe Kyle should take Nick with him.
Okay, we have modified the Talk of the Town segment a little bit, and we're going to hit on some really fiery emoji social media posts from the week from our athletes and various people surrounding the athletes. And we are going to start with our beloved quarterback, not Taysom, but Tanner.
Both beloved.
Both are beloved, but only one of them is for sure a quarterback. Anyway, we're going to start.
What? Are we starting this now?
Nope. Anyway,
Let's not.
Talk of the Town. Tanner Mangum. He had some really great posts this week and over the past couple weeks. He is just really enjoying his time in the off season and going up to Canada with Alexa. But this week, the first post that struck us was a poll that he ran on Twitter about who your favorite Family Feud host was. Like, what? I like Family Feud as much as the next guy, but Steve Harvey is really the only host that I knew. Maybe I'm super
impressed
young.
that he knows
But he's younger than
these
me.
people.
So yeah, so who do you say? Richard Dawson, Richard Karn.
John O'Hurley, and Steve Harvey.
Yeah, and who won?
Steve Harvey.
53%
of the vote.
So,
And 1,686 of you voted in that poll.
So fiery emoji. Apparently, when Tanner runs polls by Family Feud, that was great. His second post that struck us this week was just this. Apparently, he has become a model in the off season, and it is just this picturesque photo of him in a tunnel. We'll try and put the picture up for you. Yes, I think he is in a tunnel, standing in the light with the light hitting him, and he's wearing these very masculine boots and this nice sweater, collared shirt combo, and he's just pensively looking out maybe into his future.
I mean,
Hard
if
to
this
say.
football thing doesn't work out.
Modeling.
Or if it does,
Check.
I mean, endorsements.
Hey,
check.
Tom Brady, and
Yeah.
I happen to know that family loves Tom Brady, so I don't know if that's who he's trying to be. I mean, those aren't UGG boots, but they are boots. So that's
Just saying.
that's Tanner.
I hope we
for
see
ya.
some more like that.
Okay, Jess, which
It's gonna be a
ones-
long off
Which ones
season.
do you have for us?
So Kyle Collinsworth, we just talked about his hair. We talk
10,
about it all the time.
10,
and
10,
he posted on Instagram this week a picture of him getting his haircut.
Really
again,
great photo of him.
with his
selfie.
best barber in the business, he calls him. This is Street Cuts in Orem. We mentioned it earlier. So if you need a beautiful haircut like Kyle Collinsworth,
And you all do.
Street Cuts in Orem. Oh yeah, for sure. Like we mentioned, maybe send Nick.
Thank
up
you,
there.
Kyle, for revealing the secret of the barber. We've all been wondering.
Yeah, we appreciate it. And then the other thing that we saw just actually today was a picture that Jesse Wade, or Elder Wade's dad, posted on Twitter today of a picture of him and TJ Haas together on exchanges. They're both serving in the France Lyon mission.
Mm-hmm. And one of them is committed to
Gonzaga.
Yeah.
So, yeah, Jesse he was Mr. Basketball last year, and then TJ Haas was Mr. Basketball the year before.
Yeah.
So they'll be playing against each other, but it's pretty cool to see
Hopefully
them
they'll
together
be playing against
as
each other.
missionaries.
Hopefully they don't fall in love in like bromance companionship and one flips the other's recruitment. Or I mean, if
No
that
way.
does happen,
Not gonna happen unless
let's hope
Jesse
we
comes
get the
here.
sweet end of the deal and not the raw end of the deal.
Yeah.
But a Haas, come on, decommitting from BYU to go to Gonzaga, don't worry, that's not gonna happen.
No, but it's cool to see them together, and I'm looking forward to seeing them play each other.
Yeah, that'll
in a
be
couple
really
years.
fun.
It'll be great. So, yeah, look for more next week.
Yeah, that's the talk of the town.
Well, that's it for us this week at Cougs on Cougs. Look for us next week where we'll have some cute kids on the show, and we'll talk about some revealing stats about our basketball team.
Yes.
For this week, our sponsors are brought to you by Taysom Hill, keeping us in suspense for weeks and months and more months. Anytime now, Taysom.
Anytime. And also, Tanner Mangum Modeling Company, run during the off-season only, we think. May you always stay loyal to the white and blue. For Jess, I'm Mary. We'll see you at the Marriott Center this weekend.